Hello, and you're very welcome to this video in our series on final accounts for Junior Cycle Business and Learning Outcome 213. In today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the profit and loss account part of an income statement and how we're going to go about filling in one of these. This is following on, this is immediately after the trading account. If you're not sure how to do that, go back and watch the videos on that. So this question is based on question 10 in the second edition of Time for Business published by EGCO. It's on question 10 on page 287 of their student activity book. So we see up here at the top the question here, where we're told some of the figures of the expenses for Lenan Limited. We're told there's wages, rent, light and heat, carriage, outwards, advertising, telephone and broadband and office expenses. We're also told the gross profit is 570,000. Now that would have been worked out in the trading account. Now we don't have to do that in this question here because we're just looking at the profit and loss bit, but we would have figured out what the gross profit was from the trading account. So you can see yourself, this falls in just below the trading account. Now, nicely enough, the left hand side is filled in here, which makes it very, very straightforward and easy for us. So I'm going to go through my little list here. So I can see myself, I've wages, which is an expense at 82,000. So I'm going to fill that into my space down here. So 82,000. I'm going to give it a little tick off here as well, because it's important to tick off what I've done each line. Rent is an expense, so that's going to go on our profit and loss account of 24,000. Remember, all expenses, so things the business spend money on, goes into your profit and loss account. Again, let's tick that off. Light and heat is also an expense. That's next up of 3,800. So I'm going to pop that in here as well. Now, we're very lucky in this question that the left-hand side in the description is filled out for us, but that's not always the case. Carriage outwards is also an expense, so that's going to be 6,100. Okay, and again, I'll tick that off here as well. Next up I have is my advertising of 5,500, so I'm going to pop that in here as well. I'm doing this in my second column here because I'm trying to work out a total for my expenses. That's why I'm doing that there. So that's what I'm putting in the far right hand column, because I need to get a total for my expenses before I do that. And then next one there is telephone and broadband of 4,700. And then, last but not least, is my office expenses there of 1,900. And let me tick that off there. So now that I've filled in all the figures there and I've listed out all my expenses, I now need to add all those up in my calculator to get what my total expenses are. Because of my total expenses, because at the end, remember here, see, my heading is expenses. I want to find out what my expenses are, which I've added all those together, and that's going to give me my total expense, which I'm going to put in here. So I'm going to get my calculator and I'm going to add that up. I'm going to get 128,000 euro. Now to get my net profit, so my net profit is my profit after my expenses. Am I going to add or subtract it from my gross profit? I'm going to subtract it, of course, and then I'm going to get a total of 442,000. And that's quite simply it, and that's my income statement sorted. So that's how you do a profit and loss account. Quite straightforward, really. If any questions, ask below in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and why not subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye now.